Welcome to Hobby with Ollie and our first boarding actions battle report between the Tyranids and the Blood Angels. In boarding actions, you choose an enhancement instead of a warlord trait and a relic. So on mine, I've gone with his trademark weapon. His power sword gains +1 damage and +1 strength. What have you gone with, Megs?
Also gone with trademark weapon just because it seemed like the most logical, and I was trying to keep it quite easy as new rules, slightly different board, don't want to overwhelm myself.
Now, as we don't have access to the boarding actions terrain, we've decided to make our own out of the terrain from the board game Space Hulk. What we're going to have is that all of these are sort of ductways, but the edges of them still count as walls for all rule purposes, and you can't see through them. The only way in or out is through these hatchways. In this mission, Access Junction Primus, we've got 4 objective markers, 1 each near one of the entry zones, and then 2 in the middle. The progressive objective here is that you've got to capture objectives. For each one you hold in your command phase, you gain 5 points if you control 1 or more, another 5 points if you can control 2 or more, and then a further 5 points if you can control more than your opponent, for a maximum possible of 15 points per turn. For the end game objective, we've got Purge the Ship. Our armies will need to cleanse the ship of the enemy, and you gain victory points based on how many points of enemy models you can destroy. Now we're rolling off for attacker and defender. Megs, do you want to be the attacker or the defender?
Defender?
You want to be the defender? Okay, so let's roll off. I got a 4, you got a 4, let's re-roll. I'm the black dice, Megs is the white dice. I got a 6, this is a 6 for Blood Angels. I will choose to actually be the attacker.
Okay.
So you can deploy first as the defender.
First, I'm going to deploy my Termagants. They are hiding out behind this little wall. The Termagants, unlike the Gene Stealers, are able to all stay together because of one of the mustering actions within the Tyranid boarding actions rules. Yeah. Are all their tails going to be hitting the wall? Yes, they are. Squidging, lads.
For my first squad, I'm going to deploy a squad of assault intercessors hiding out in this corner. Again, these are going to block line of sight, so currently we have no visibility of each other. We're all creeping through the Space Hulk.
So next is the Tyranid warriors who are coming in over this side. Shuffle them in a bit.
Next up for me is a squad. Let's do a squad of Blade Guard veterans. We're going to come in over here.
Next I'm deploying the Gene Stealers, so I have 1 squad of 10, which I have to deploy as 2 squads of 5.
Very thematic, I thought. The Gene Stealers are hiding in the ducts.
Similar to Space Hulk kind of vibe.
Exactly. Next, I'm going to go with some fire support who are approaching from these deployment zones here. So I'm going to have 5 intercessors and the sergeant has a power fist.
So next I'm going in with my second boarding squad of 5 Gene Stealers.
For my next unit, it's going to be my Eradicators. Normally you can't take heavy support options, but the Eradicators are an exception for the Space Marines in their mustering rules.
And last, but by no means least, we've got Broody, who is coming up on this side, I think.
With his Gene Stealers.
Yeah.
And lastly for me, I think it's only appropriate that my captain should deploy with his Blade Guard veterans on the vanguard, though it would probably be a better idea to have him back with the rest of the fire support. Who gets first turn? Whoever wins this roll-off must go first.
Oh!
I got a 1, you got a 2, so that means...
I'll take it.
Tyranids, turn 1.
So I'm going to start by gaining a command point for the start of my first round, so I'm now on 2 command points. And then firstly, we're going to shuffle Broody along. So I'm going to advance the Broodlord. So I'm going to roll 1 dice for advancing the Broodlord. 6. Stunning. That is what we want. And he can now come all the way over. There.
What are you measuring there, Megs?
Just a bit of psychic that maybe I would like to do a little bit later on. Firstly, I'm going to do boarding squad 1, which is these 5 on this side. They're going to advance on the left. 2, okay, slightly less good, but we'll take a 10-inch move. So they're going to be just up behind Broody. Okay, and then on the other side, we're going to take boarding squad 2. They're going to advance 4. So that's good news because they're going up this way. Perfect. So now I'm going to move the termagants over to secure this objective.
Now they're quite out in the open there, Meg. So you've got a plan there.
I'm not telling you my plans. You will never know.
If I were to
You
guess
may
at
know
your
shortly.
plans, I think I might know what is happening.
They're just securing an objective. They're being really bold. Moving quite fast, you know, love and life. So that's them. And then I'm going to take the Tyranid warriors. And they're going to shuffle up. Dun, 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 dun. Squad goals.
So there we go.
So that is the end of my movement phase. At the end of my movement phase, I'm going to do some actions. Both the Tyranid warriors and the termagants are both going to do set Overwatch, which means that when someone moves closer to me, I will then shoot them automatically. Yep. Next, I'm going to use my Broodlord to cast Paroxysm onto the squad on the left.
This one, Blade Guard Veterans.
Blade Guard Veterans. On a 7. Goes off.
To pass.
Oh, baby.
What does Paroxysm do?
So Paroxysm means that you cannot fire Overwatch or set to defend, and each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, you subtract 1 from the attack's wound roll.
So it's -1 to wound.
-1 to wound.
Okay. Good.
So that is end of Tyranid's turn 1. We've done some movement. We're positioning ourselves for future. I'm very glad that I did get those actions in. But otherwise, that is end of turn 1.
On to Blood Angels turn 1, starting by gaining another command point. On to movement. Now, the problem comes from this is now a bit of a death corridor from all the Tyranid Overwatch, which I want to avoid if I possibly can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move my Eradicator squad up 5 inches and just stop by this hatchway for no reason at all.
No reason at all, no.
Advancing the Assault Intercessors. A single
Smashed it.
inch. I add 1 to that because I'm Blood Angels, so 2 inches. Mighty. So 8 inches round the corner. My Blade Guard Veterans cannot set to defend and also can't declare Overwatch. However, my Assault Intercessors could. They don't particularly want to face the hail of gunfire though, which is pretty scary. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have my Blade Guard come out. So they're going to tank the Overwatch. So we're moving around the corner and Overwatch.
So it happens at the point when everyone's out.
So they've moved, you can now do Overwatch. Yep.
So the warriors have Devourers and a Venom Cannon. So we'll go with the Venom Cannon first. So that is on a D3.
So D3 shots.
1, okay. Oh, misses. Okay. So now we're shooting with the Devourers. So 2 of the warriors have Devourers, which means that we have 10 shots because they're Assault 5. So they're hitting on 6s because of Overwatch. 1. Oh no. Strength 4, toughness
4.
So 4s.
It's 1 wounds.
AP 0.
AP 0, it means I get a 2-up save, I believe. That's saved.
Cries. So termagants all have Assault 1.
Yep.
So there are 15 of them.
Yep.
Hitting on 6s. Okay, we've got a couple. We've got 2. And then strength 5, toughness 4, so 3s. I'm gonna go cry.
I can now continue to move. Let's do the Assault Intercessors coming up first onto the objective. So So I can try and hold that next turn. And we'll have the captain come behind to stay nice and safe. That's the end of my movement phase. Let's move on to the shooting phase. The Blade Guard veterans are actually going to shoot at the termagants over here, as their bolt pistols probably won't do too much to the warriors. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of the captain. So that is 2 hits. Wounding on 3s, that's 2 wounds at AP -1.
So, save. 1 save!
1 save, 1 goes through. That means 1 dead termagant.
I'll take 1 dead termagant.
We're going to have Assault Intercessors shoot their heavy bolt pistols. So 5 heavy bolt pistols into the termagants. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. They need their captain watching. Yep,
Correct.
captain is watching. So that's 4 hits. They're winning on 3s. That's 3 wounds, AP -1 again.
3 6s. Come on. 2 6s I will take.
That's pretty good.
That's a good roll.
So 1 more dead termagant. We're going to shoot with a heavy bolt pistol from the captain. Oh, he doesn't get rerolls on himself, so he missed.
Oh.
He's done too much shouting at the lads to hit. He's managed to miss himself.
Nice.
We're at the end of the shooting phase. It's now time for every Blood Angel's favourite phase. What phases that makes?
The charge
It's the charge phase.
The runaway phase.
That's the runaway phase.
The runaway phase.
We're going to have my Blade Guard charge your warriors. They're rolling 2d6, adding 1. They should make it an easy. Oh yeah, 11 inches.
I was gonna say, I don't think that's a hard ass.
Let's get all the way in here. So I'm hoping that my Blade Guard can take down your warriors. The warriors I know are pretty scary. I might see if the captain can make it in too, just to give them a bit of moral support. So I need to roll an 8 to get the captain in. He makes it with a 9. So the captain's coming in to back up his boys as well. I thought about it, but this is more fun. We're going to have the Blade Guard veterans swing into the Tyranid warriors. 4 attacks on each regular guy and 5 attacks on the sergeant. So that means 13 attacks, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. They're then strength.
There was a 2. Yeah, there was a 2.
Review the footage.
Review the footage.
Upon reviewing the
Review the
footage, I cheated.
Jesus.
I'll take one of those 2s out. Good spot. Right, so I missed with 3. Happy?
Psyched for that. Would have absolutely ridiculed you for it later.
Strength 5 against toughness 5 means wounding on 4s, -1 from paroxysm, but then +1 from charging. So it means you have 4 pluses rather than 3 pluses. Wounding on 4s. That's a few 4s. I'm taking away all the misses.
All the misses this time.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds at AP -3. No save. They're 2 damage each.
No!
The Tyranid warriors are down.
Okay, actual proper first blood. So at the start of turn 2, Tyranids only control the objective number 2, which is the one that's held by the termagants. So that is 5 VP for me. I get an additional command point, so I take it to 3. First, we are going to move Broody the Broodlord. So he's not going to advance because he needs to open a door to attack some angry, annoying lads. So he's going to move 8 inches up to this door.
Yep.
And then I wonder what he's going to do there.
At the end of the turn.
Absolutely nothing. He's going to stand behind the door and then they're going to open it. It's going to be like a jump scare. Okay, and then next we're going to move the Gene Stealers up behind Broody. They may as well open both doors. So next I'm going to move up Gene Stealer Squad 2 as they are heading towards this door. Gene Stealers will come up, Gene Stealers will come up, Broody has come up. Termagants are staying where they are, so that's the end of my movement. But my action is going to be that they're all going to open doors.
Yep. So they're scrabbling at the doors. So who's going to open first?
Broody.
Right, so pull off that thing for me.
So.
And there's a rule that says, regardless of the base size, they can always fit through the doors. So he could squeeze himself through.
Second door.
Make your best airlock door noise. Oh, nice.
So that is all the doors open that are near the Gene Stealers, which now means that they are able to charge.
Yep.
I'm going to smite him. So we're going to use 2 dice, and smite goes off on a warp charge 7.
5.
5. Even better. Oh.
Oh, that's a mega smite.
Oh.
So that means D6 mortal wounds. 1.
Reroll. I'm command point rerolling. Alright, I'll take a 3. A 3 is better. So let me just knock down my command points because I did use a command point there.
Yep.
3 wounds.
Now, fortunately,
how many does he have?
This? On a 4+, the wound is not lost from my relic shield. No. No. Okay, so it takes 2 wounds.
2 wounds is better than nothing.
Yeah, pretty good. 2 wounds taken.
The termagant shooting phase.
Yep.
I have 13 left. They each have 1 peel shoot.
Flesh borer?
Flesh borer, not a peel shoot.
So what they're firing is like man-eating bugs that burrow through the armor. That's your
delightful,
army,
isn't it?
Yeah, that's your army that you've decided to play.
So we are on 4 up. Okay.
Oops.
Take some out.
I realised I should have been filming over here.
So 3s.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's not too bad. I'll take that. That's
4
4.
wounds.
Minus 1 AP.
Back to 3 up save. So, 2 go through. How much damage?
1 damage.
So I've got 1 guy down to 1 wound remaining.
Okay, so that is Termagant's shooting phase done, which is all of my shooting. Now charges. Broody is going to make a charge. His charge. He's going to charge these guys. To go for both, 5.5 inches.
Away, so 5 inches. Yeah, makes
Easily
it
done.
Easy peasy. I also can't Overwatch. Remember, there's no Overwatch stratagem.
Oh yes, of course there isn't. So, he's in.
He's in.
Gene Stealers.
7-inch charge, between 7 and 8, so it's 7-inch charge.
Come on.
8. They make it.
Oh, thank God. It's going to be a real shame if they didn't. Okay, and then the Gene Stealers from the other side.
Oh God.
They're now going to advance.
Yep.
No, they're going to charge. Sorry.
4 inches should be enough for the front.
I was going to say, I think that might be enough.
Yeah, he's fine.
Fine.
Makes it.
I think it would be that.
Yep. Nice, you get 4 in and 1 coming through the door.
So we're going to fight with Broodlord first. Into your character, because I want to get rid of him. Yeah. He gets 6 attacks. 2 ups. 1 fail. And then we've got strength plus 1.
Yep.
So it's 6 strength versus your toughness of 4. So 3s.
Yep.
1 fail, 4 go through. You can reroll the wound roll.
So reroll 1 more. Yep, so that
and I get
that's a
6.
I've got 4 up invulnerable saves. Oh, I failed 2. So you have slain the captain. He is carved into little pieces. Very well done. At this point, I'm going to spend my 2 command points in order to counter offensive with my Blade Guard veterans. They're going to target this unit that has the +1 damage with all their attacks. That should be 13 attacks. Do I want to split them? Yeah, I do actually. I'm going to do 6 into 1 squad, so I should hopefully be able to kill them all. 3 and 6 and 7.
You kill them all,
if I can roll well, that would be really sad. So first off, let's do more attacks. So 7 of them. Let's save that into the better squad of Gene Stealers. We'll do 6 attacks into the worst squad of Gene Stealers. Hitting on 3s, no more rerolls, which is bad. So 3 missed, 3 go through.
Yep.
Strength 5 against toughness 4 with +1 to wound. So it would be 3s to wound and 2s to wound because Blood Angels. Ugh. Okay, 2 wounds. AP of -3, you get an invulnerable save. So 2 4-up invulns on the Gene Stealers. I may regret not killing off a whole unit here. Okay, no, so that's 2 dead. 2 dead Gene Stealers from that squad, yeah. Because they're kind of all charging forward at the same time. Now the other half of their attacks, 7 of them, hitting on 3s into the other squad. Oh
no.
Oh dear God. That's awful.
That's going to be the good side.
It's 2 hits, winning on 2s. 2 wins. Again, 4-up invulns. Saves 1, 1 goes through. So it's 1 dead Gene Stealer.
Smaller squad of Gene Stealers. They are attacking on 3 ups. And then strength 4.
Toughness 4.
4s.
6, right?
6.
4-up invulnerable save. Oh, it's not enough. That's like 4 go through. 1 damage each, which kills off 2 of them.
And then the Gene Stealers from the other side attack. So it's 3 ups. Strength 4, toughness 4, so 4s.
Couple of 6s too. So 5 of them, 5 4-up invulns. Come on, lad, I believe.
Fail.
Makes 2, takes 3 wounds, that's enough to kill him.
Yes!
So Meg takes out the blade guard, that's actually massive. So first thing I'm going to do, that was a pretty devastating turn from the Tyranids. I've lost all my elite melee infantry, but I'm going to gain a command point, and we're down but not out. I'm going to start the turn. I gain 5 VP for controlling objective number 1 with my assault intercessors. These guys are now going to move off the objective.
You trying to come for me?
I'm assuming you were immune to morale, aren't you? Because you're
synapse.
Synapse. Ugh. These lads are going to open the door at the end of the movement phase, as are these lads. And at the end of the turn, I'm going to open the doors.
Right, I believe you're meant to make a noise.
Oh, sorry. Let me get that. Okay, onto Blood Angel shooting phase. The assault intercessors shoot their 5 pistols at your squad of Gene Stealers here. So 5 pistols. Hitting on 3s. Where were these when I needed them? Yeah. And then wounding on 4s. That's 3 wounds, AP of -1.
So I'm going to be taking my 3 5-up invulns on the Gene Stealers. She saves 1.
Okay, it's enough to save the unit, which is good for you. There's no shot there. Nope, I'll have to curve the bullet, wanted style. Well, this is disappointing. Right, charge phase then. Let me charge in my assault intercessors into the Broodlord. There we go.
Knocking down walls as you go.
Yeah. I can only get that many in. There's 1 missing. 3 attacks from the Sergeant, plus 1 from Shock Assault, plus 1 from the Chainsword. 17 attacks. So hitting on 3s. Winning on 5s, but 4s because Blood Angels. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds, AP -1.
I'm rolling for 6 4-up invuln saves. Okay. Lost 3.
How many wounds have you got left?
4 wounds left.
You get to fight back now.
He is a tanky boy. Broodlord is going to fight back now. So he has 6 attacks on a 2-up.
Maybe the ones.
Sorry, what is that roll?
Amazing.
What is that roll? 3s. Wow, what a terrible roll for me.
1 wound. What's the AP?
1 wound. AP is -3.
Yep, so 6 up. No.
I wanted to decimate the roll.
I thought it could easily have been. He rolled 4 1s on 6 attacks. That, unfortunately, is the end of Blood Angel's turn 2. We're kind of in the meat grinder here, boys, but we've got a few reinforcements coming, so let's see what we can do.
Start of Tyranids turn 3. So first things first, we gain a command point. So we're now on 3 command points. We still hold, Termagants still hold objective number 2, which is great. And we are holding 1 objective more than Blood Angels, which means that we get 10 VP at the start of turn 3. We're going to move the Gene Stealers back off to the side objectives.
Coward.
I am being a coward, yes. But, you know, they really care about the objectives. They love them, they cherish them. They don't know what they are, but they've been told to go there.
And we do know that as soon as this Broodlord dies, your synapse goes away.
Yeah, I know. So that is movement phase done. Termagants are going to stay where they are. Broody is obviously in attack. Okay, I'm going to secure sight from that centre positioning, which means that they will now not be able to shoot this round. And now it is psychic phase. So he may as well smite. So he's going to smite the lads. Just goes off, but that's fine.
D3.
4, so 2.
2 mortal wounds.
2 mortal wounds. We'll take. Slowly tinking away because should have mauled them all earlier.
Yeah.
shooting, we're not shooting. So now it's just charges, there are no charges, so it's the final round of attacks. Blood Angels will attack first.
So we're gonna have 3 attacks here, 3 attacks here, and 4 attacks from the Sergeant, so 10 attacks total. So the fact that I'm in the Assault Doctrine won't matter, because you've got a 4-up invuln anyway, but we'll first hit on 3s. So it's 5 hits, just enough to kill him. Easy. Wounding on 5s, because they didn't charge. 2 wounds, AP -1.
Yes.
Saved.
Saved both of them.
Fighting back.
6 stacks on 2-ups. Come on, lad. All go through. 3s. And that one is a different one.
So that one's a dead guy.
Yeah.
And then these 3 are 6-up saves.
Okay.
6s! No, they are gone.
Yes.
As they should have been last turn, probably.
As they should have been last time. They've wasted a whole turn for me. Okay. That is end of Tyranids. Round 3.
At the start of Blood Angels turn 3, I'm going to gain a command point, and then it's on to movement.
Objectives?
Yeah, okay, objectives. I don't score any. Thanks, Meg. Right, we're going to have these lads come through here to come and hold this objective now, but also be within rapid fire range of their bolters into your Broodlord. These lads are also moving up. Yep. Okay. Time for some eradication. Eradicators shoot at your Broodlord. My eradicators are going to declare total obliteration onto the Broodlord. It does sound mean. It means they get to shoot twice with their things this phase, which means 6 shots. Hitting on 3s. Okay, a couple of misses. And then strength 8 against toughness 6, so wounding on 3s. That is 4 wounds at AP -4, so 4 4-up invulns. These are D6 damage each.
Missed 2, so 2 have gone through.
Yep.
What does that mean?
It means you're about to take 2 D6 damage. Do you want to re-roll one of those with a command point?
That's what I'm kind of thinking.
I think you kind of have to.
Reroll.
Nope, okay.
Made it worse.
So that is 2 gone through, 2 D6 damage onto the Broodlord. 3, which means he's dead. Yeah, so he takes 8 damage.
Dun dun dun. Sorry lad, you fought a glorious battle.
Let's move on now to these lads, shooting into the Termagants. So we're not within half range, so we're going to shoot 5 bolter shots, hitting on 3s into the Termagants. They all hit, so wound on 3s. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds, AP -1.
So I need to make 4 6-up saves. Come on, lads. I saved 1.
Save 1, 3 go through, that's 3 removed. And move them off to the side, because morale is going to start to play an effect now. That's the end of my shooting phase, and so the end of Blood Angels turn 3.
So I now need to take morale for the leftover Termagants because 3 of them died. So their leadership is leadership 5, which means that I need to roll a 1 to mean that they have morale.
Yeah, they're staying around.
But they're sticking around. So let's aim for a 1. Okay, 3 is not a 1.
Nope.
1 Termagant has automatically ran away, and then now I need to roll 1 dice for each one left in the unit. So I've got 9 dice in my hand, and for every one Termagant will leg it off the battlefield. 2 1s. 2 1s.
Okay.
Could have been worse.
2 Termagants.
Could have been better. So we are now at the start of Tyranids turn 4. We're going to award myself an additional command point, so we're now on 3. And then in terms of objectives, I am smashing it. So we have 3 objectives, which means that we do have more than you, which means that we now have 15 VP for this turn. So Termagants have secured the site, which means that this turn they can move off that objective. as they are being shot to pieces there. So we want to give them a bit of a break. Gene Stealers, though, it's quite hard. Advancing and charging, they'd need to go 14 inches.
Yeah, that's fine.
Movement is 8, advance, charge. So these lads could move up. Because otherwise, what, I'm just going to start running away from you and run through this door, which is an alternative plan. It's the smart route, I feel. So then these Gene Stealers, it might just be worth them running to the back of the board. So they're going to advance. So they've gone 4, which means they're moving. Hoi King 12.
No.
Biomass secured. They're
It's
making
actually
their
running
play
away.
back to...
I think this is very Gene Stealer. They pop out, kill a thing, grab an objective, and then run away.
Yeah, it goes back to the Alien storyline of
They're in the
kill
vents.
someone.
It's in the vents.
It's in the vents. Kill someone, run back off to the event.
Yeah.
Events. run back off to the vents, and then it's that like fear of where they're going to come, and they're building up the fear, but in actual fact they're just actually running away. Termagants can move 6, so they're gonna move all the way over to this corner.
Tyranids are evolving. They're learning.
They're learning. Yeah, fine. All right, I could do that then. Fine. Other Gene Stealer is going to advance. Off you pop, hun. Also 12.
I love the off you pop hun.
Off you pop, hun. It's a vital, you know, Gene Stealer terminology. There's no psychic, there is no shooting, there is no attacks. That is the end of Tyranids' turn 4.
The start of my turn, I'm going to gain a command point, going up to 3. I've got all these eradicators and nothing to shoot at. At the start of my turn, I control 1 objective, so I get 5 VP. I don't control more than you, because even though you've yeeted off, you still control this one, because of secure sight. I'm going to move up and then try a long bomb charge somehow. Yeah. So we're going to move up 6 inches. I might be able to make it, you know.
I'm hoping you won't.
There's that charge is probably on. They're there. These guys are moving up onto here.
I hoped out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, they'll be able to get there with like an 8-inch charge, I think. So there's nothing for me to shoot at. So charging, I'm going to have the intercessors charge into your termagants, which means I need a 6 on the dice with a reroll if I need it. 6-inch charge. Reroll for a command point. He makes it. Okay, boys, we're in. Fight phase. We've got attacks from the regular guys, who are 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks, plus 1 from Shock Assault, plus 1 from Savage Echo, so it's 12 attacks from the regular guys. Let's do those first, and then we'll use the Power Fist if we need. Hitting on 3s. So hitting on 3s, so 2s. 9 wounds.
9 6-ups.
Not enough though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exactly enough to wipe the unit.
Damn it.
But I still had the Power Fist, so...
I know, but that would have been great if I could have just like held on to the
Yeah.
by the skin of my teeth. There was just like one guy being like,
And so that's the end of Blood Angel's turn 4?
Yep. So, Tyranids turn 5,
Yep.
which is going to be a very quick turn.
Yep.
Get 1 additional command point, so that takes me to 4. And then in terms of objectives, I still control this one because Blood Angels are not within 1 inch. So that gives me 5 more VPs. And then in terms of movement, Gene Stealers are going to advance. So advancing, stunning, even better.
Worse.
Yeah.
Worse.
Absolutely, yeah. Come get me in
Absolutely
your 1
worse.
turn. And then Gene Stealer singular. 3. And that is end of Tyranids turn 5.
Okay, Blood Angels turn 5. We're going to gain a command point. Not going to help us much. Nothing really for me to shoot at. I do gain my objectives at the end of here, so let's see what we can do. These lads are going to come and hold objective number 2. And with that, that's everything for the Blood Angels. At the end of the turn, I control 1 objective, control 2 objectives. I control more than Meg's controls, so I get 15 victory points, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Good game, well played. So let's count up the victory points. So, even with a full squad of Eradicators and a full squad of Intercessors left, that was 225 points remaining, which still means that Meg's managed to snag 10 victory points for kill points. and I managed to secure 15 for my kills, but it wasn't enough. The Tyranids win this battle with 45 victory points to the Blood Angels 40. So how did you find your first experience with boarding actions, Megs?
Yeah, I would say overall I thought boarding actions were interesting. I think it made me think about things slightly more. I looked at objectives more than I probably would normally. I'm usually a bit rubbish at that. When it came to the end, I think that was the right call for me to do. I can usually get a little bit ahead of myself and want to just like murder you. It usually takes a lot for me to be like, no, actually, I'm going to go in the opposite direction. Overall, very good game.